Hey guys, SIMPSON here at SIMPSON Vlogs, and welcome back to another vlog. This one is more about, me a bit, get you guys to know a bit about me compared to the morbid and slightly depressing videos of last week. I thought I'd go on a more light-hearted and a shorter one. So yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below, hit the bell notification to keep up to date with everything that's going on here on this channel. If you want to check out my other gaming channel, it's in the description, along with a donation link if you can, are willing to donate, along with social media links to Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Rizzle. So let's jump right into it then. The title is pretty obvious of what we're going to talk about. Favorite game genre. Now, I am a man of many interests. I love the game. Okay, I will play almost any type of game. Horror game, mystery game, indie game, sandbox game, building game, survival game, zombie game, strategy games. And I will play it on any platform, It doesn't matter. If I've got the platform and it can actually run the game, I will play on it. I will play it. Okay, that's what I love to do. Now, if you know me, you already know what my game genre is. But if you're watching this video, shh in the comments, okay? Don't need to ruin it for everyone else. But on that note, comment down below what your favorite game genre is and why. Let me tell you mine. So, on the note of me loving many things, I was fortunate enough to play PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, obviously. And I do love the PlayStation. Special place in my heart. Favorite game ever. My favorite gaming experience was always on the PlayStation 2 playing Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Unbelievable games, unbelievable story. Had my heart going, no. And yes. All at the same time, what a game. Okay, masterpieces in their own right. I played Tomb Raider series. I've played the Uncharted series. I've played through all the Uncharteds. I've played, Horizon Zero Dawn. I've played all the Assassin's Creeds. Every last one of them. There's a lot. And I do love those games. Ezio, amazing. What a story that line through. Even the Miles part, what a story. And my favorite game is just not on PlayStation. Okay, it's just not. And my favorite types of games aren't adventure games or fantasy games. As much as I love the fantasy genre, as much as I love adventure and exploring a whole world and checking out this and checking out that, completing that quest, completing this quest, learning about their stories, learning about the characters and the story of the world. Even with Final Fantasy and how great that is, it's just doesn't do it for me. And I think the main reason is because my other passion, my other love is history, and not just history, but military history. Napoleonic Wars, World War One, World War Two, the rise of Rome, the fall of Rome. The Crusades. I can more or less tell you in a detailed enough history from ancient Egypt up until now, and probably not get anything too badly wrong, straight off the top of my head. All right, that's how much I love that. I know the generals, I know the battles, I know who won, I know who lost, I know how they won, I know how they lost. I know these things, and for the longest time, that meant my favorite game was the Total War series, and I was introduced to it on offhand when we have a popular video game chain here in the UK called Game. Perfect name for it's very simple to know what you're going to get there. And they used to just sell PlayStation and Xbox games, or DS games, or as they are now, Switch games, as they do now. We used to sell a multitude of games. Everything was in there. You could go in there and you could get PlayStation 1, 2, 3 games. You could get Xbox, the original games, you get Xbox 360 games, Xbox One games. You'd go in there, you get DS Lite games, you get the 3DS games, you get the Game Boy games, you get everything in there. But the best section for me was the PC games, the pre-owned PC games, because they were so cheap. You could go in there, you could come out with 5 PC games for under £20. Okay, you're talking about hours and hours of playtime for £20. No, I was a smart kid. I'm not saying I'm not gonna get the one game on the PlayStation for £20 when I can get 5. Or what am I, an idiot? No, I want them games, Mum. And Mum was like, okay, thank you for it. And I got those games, and I love them. And I have to thank my dad for that. He's the one who even introduced me into PC gaming with his love for this game called Battlezone. Now, you can get it, the remastered version of Battlezone, on the iPad. It does cost around, I want to say it might cost £10, £15. I don't know. It's pretty expensive for that game. Game came out in the 90s, for God's sake. It was good, but it ain't £15 today good. No. But, you know, I love that game. And then Command and Conquer. What a series. EA, bring it back, because what a series. If you've not played Command and Conquer, Red Alert 2, and Red Alert 3, especially Red Alert 2, you have not lived. You have not played a strategy game before. That is a real-time strategy game. That was amazing. Okay, the story was wacky and was fun. It had cool cutscenes of the generals and the American president, and Red Alert, what a game. And Red Alert 3 was just... I know Red Alert 3 isn't as popular, but that game, going back in time and messing up the time thing, and Japan becoming a superpower and the enemy, with that big giant robot thing, what? I was like, it's over. We ain't fighting that. Oh my, I loved those games. Those games were brilliant. Brilliantly executed, brilliantly made, fun, entertaining, not too difficult, not too easy. It was exactly what a strategy game should have been. You know, a good challenge, good fun for whatever type of player you are, whatever level of player you are. It was always good fun. But, you know, after my stint in RTS, you know, with Battlezone and Command and Conquer, I went over into turn-based. You know, I went up to Total War. As I said, I got introduced to Total War, so I got it. Total War Rome, then Shogun 2, and then, you know, I've had every Total War since, basically, even the sagas. And, you know, I've been playing Total War. But then, you know, I was watching stuff on YouTube, and I got in. I don't know how I managed to get onto this genre of 4X games. I don't know how it happened. It just happened. I discovered this guy. He's called Praetorian Hijacks, I think, if I said that right. Sorry, I might have butchered his YouTube name. Go check him out. He's not for everyone, but he is kind of for me, because he talks a bit about the history and stuff behind it, because he knows it. And you'll find out with a lot of the people who play Total War or any of the big strategy games, you'll find that they did some sort of history degree, or they just love history. That's how you really get into those games, because otherwise you don't really have that connection unless you're a madman. You just like conquering the world like me. I guess that's another thing that I love about those games, is that I get to be that general. You know, I get to be Napoleon. I get to be the Duke of Wellington. I get to be Caesar. You know, I get to be General Patton. I get to be MacArthur. All right. Or I get to be, I even get to be the bad guys, you know, I get to be Rommel, okay, you know, in the tanks in Africa. You just get to play on this grand stage in the 4X games. You know, Paradox, they blew my mind. When I first got a Paradox game, it was Stellaris, okay. I think that's how I got into it. It was because I was looking for a Star Wars game, and the mod for Stellaris, so that's how I got it. I was like, oh, okay, I can get Star Wars, you know, grand strategy, I can control the planets, and that was cool. Event driven, it was brilliant. You know, things would happen, monsters would appear in the space, and you'd have to send your big fleets to go fight them. What a game. Stellaris, what a game. And from there, it just continued cascading, you know. I got into Europa Universalis, and it's not as amazing in terms of event driven as Stellaris, and that's what I wish Paradox would do. Throw in the more events that change the game. But yeah, it's just amazing that you just have this whole timeline of ruling this country, getting this country to be the superpower that it is in real life, that it was in real life in that time period. And Europa Universalis covers a big chunk of history. I think it's like 300 years you get to play as. And it does tick through every day of those 300 years. You know, it doesn't skip. It's not month. It doesn't tick by month. It ticks over the 300 years. Now, fast, obviously, you put it on fast, it's going to tick. If depending on your PC, you could do a whole year in about 10 minutes. All right, it's fast, but the fact that you just get to bring up this nation, build its navy up, build its military up, go and fight. You can change history. You can change who won the Tudor War. You can change England, who won the 100 Years' War. You can change who gets to America first, who becomes the colonial superpower, who gets to Africa first. And it's just like, wow. Wow. What a game. and the best thing about this game is that you got Universalis, right? But before that, exactly like where the start date of that is the end date of Crusader Kings. So if you want to play the whole swathe of history and completely go through it all, you play Crusader Kings up until the end date. You then play Universalis. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me today? Europa Universalis. There we go. Up until this end date. Then you start Victoria up until its end date. Then you get to start, Hoi 4 up until its end date. And then obviously there's the time skip to Stellaris, which starts about 100 years after Hoi 4 ends its end date. Basically 100 years almost after its end date. No, it's more. It's closer to 200 years, isn't it? Yeah, it's 200 years after its end date because it's like 2,100. Yeah, and it's just amazing. It's amazing that they're able to create these games that just completely follow up in each after each other, and they're all on this grand. Well, except Crusader Kings. Crusader Kings doesn't have the grand stage of everyone else, but I guess that makes sense because it's focused on the Crusades. There's no need to have China and stuff in it, but it does have India, has parts of Africa, not just Northern Africa. It goes a bit deeper, almost to the Congo of Africa, and it doesn't have the Americas because the Americas weren't discovered, so it couldn't go to the Americas because it wouldn't make sense. You would never have the technology in Crusader Kings, so it made sense to have that map but then it expands in Europa Universalis and it stays that way. You get to play as it there, you get to play as it in Victoria. You have to play across the whole world in Hoi 4. You can just conquer the whole world, or you can even role play it. You can play like, okay, let's say you wanted to play as Prussia, right? And you don't want Prussia to just be unrealistic. You don't want Prussia to go and conquer the whole world. You don't want Prussia to become a colonial superpower. You want Prussia to be a European superpower. Then you just make Prussia a European superpower. You go and beat up France. You take France. You go and beat up the rest of the German states. You take all the German states. You beat up Italy. You become that power on there. You don't even have to go to Russia if you don't want to. You can just become that power there, and you can just control the world like that. And then from there, you can just become a trade and control the world like that. That could be your game, or you can change how things ended up for England. Instead of becoming the colonial superpower England became in real life, you can become a conquest power and go into win the 100 Years' War. Take over France, take over Spain, take over Portugal, and conquer the European states rather than go off as England did and stay out of European affairs and colonize. That's what England did in real life, but you don't have to. You can do what you want, and that's why I love the strategy genre. Yes, finally got to it. I love the strategy genre because you can just change the way the world went, and you can become this almost invincible, immortal general, basically, because no matter what happens in the game, you don't die in real life. And you can play through the 300 years and control this country and steer it on the path that you want it to go on. Because in real life, it never happens, does it? How many empires and stuff have fallen apart because the leader had this grand dream, he almost fulfills it, or even he does fulfill it, he dies, and then everyone else mucks it up. Look at Alexander the Great. Huge empire, undefeated, dies young. Granted, it was mainly his fault, he didn't really name a successor, but successors mash it up, and then Rome comes and sweeps it all up. Or you look at China, the instability of all its dynasties. Every last dynasty fell violently. None of them fell peacefully. None of them were like, the bloodline ran out, or they married someone else and stuff, and that's how it happened through diplomacy. No, the empires fell and rose violently over there because of terrible. Even Rome. Look at Rome. You had Caesar. You had Octavian Augustus, and then afterwards you just get Caligula. Like, bruh. What? What even is that? I know that's what happened in real life. You just get shit. So, on that note, that is why strategy is my favorite game genre. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Hit the bell notification to keep up to date with everything that's going on here on this channel. But if you want to check out my other channel and follow me on the gaming side of things, then you can look in the description for that. You can look in the description for a donation link if you're feeling like it and willing. Check out links in the description as well as on social media side of things. We've got Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Whistle. Now, if you wonder why I always, do it like this, I always count on my fingers. It's because I forget. Otherwise, it's my way of knowing what I need to say. One day I'll remember without doing it. On that day, it is a good day. On that note, it's peace from me.